Yeah, dog. Welcome to Wrecked to Riches. I'm Thomas G. Don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment, and always remember, I'm not a professional for damn sure. I'm not a financial advisor. I said that way backwards. I am not a financial advisor, and for damn sure, I'm not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. You could get wrecked. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy Sunday to everybody out there in the crypto space. Sundays are a good day. Football, and the kids go back to school the next day. The weekends are crazy for me. I got way too many kids. Way too many kids. But that's besides the point. Let's talk a little bit about Pulsechain. And I saw Bartertown's video recently, talking about how people are leaving Pulsechain to go back to Ethereum on the Ethereum network, and how people are taking their money, over to attaining, and they're going all over the place. But the important thing to look at is that money, whether it's a whale, whether it's what do they call them, shrimps, sharks, guppies, wherever you are in the food chain, a lot of the money is leaving Pulsechain and going back to Ethereum to play around in, long-term investments, short-terms, meme coins, platforms, DeFi, all of the above. And that's because of the uncertainty right now with Pulsechain. Everybody has gone through so much in this bear market, and if you've been in crypto for a long time and you're experienced, you know what the SEC did to XRP. I mean, they stalled them out for years for having any type of price appreciation or any type of price action, any excitement for that community. They've waited a long time for things to start to look better. And there's been no price action in any positive fashion for a long time because they've been battling the SEC. But they took the SEC head on. So XRP suffered that. And they're not a blockchain like Pulsechain or Ethereum or anything like that. They're a cryptocurrency, not a blockchain. And when you look at what's going on with Pulsechain, Richard Hart and the SEC, and you see Richard Hart obviously making it damn near impossible for them to serve him. They say he's evading, he's running from the SEC. He might be. Who knows? People think he's in Russia. They think he's this place, that place. He just might be where they think he's located, in Finland, chilling at home, tweeting, being hard to serve. It is what it is, but you really have the opportunity while things like this are going on to go in and out of Pulsechain. That's where I find my sweet spot. Selling everything in Pulsechain, going over and having success on Titan-X, buying my bag back, and then I'm looking at the recent pump because I've been buying the bottoms and seeing it go up 10-14% and selling back out and finding other things to get involved with on Ethereum, because no matter what you say, even though gas fees are so cheap on Pulsechain, people are still willing to pay high gas fees on Ethereum, where there isn't so much uncertainty and doubt, where the founder is not running from the SEC. Could you imagine Vitalik being served by the SEC and him doing what Richard Hart's been doing and just not facing the music and taking them on, hiring lawyers, going to war, paying a settlement, whatever it may be, just handling it like you should? Because you are the founder, you are the face of Pulsechain, Richard. So you have a responsibility of not only facing that reality in the music when it comes to trying to organize any type of forward progress instead of just avoiding the SEC. You have the responsibility of doing that, is my belief, for the investors, for the sacrificers. So I think until that's settled, people are going to willingly bite the bullet on gas fees to play and make more money on Ethereum, which when you play and make more money on Ethereum, you can bridge back over and buy a cheaper Pulse. How long is that going to last? I think that opportunity between going back and forth, like Bartertown was saying, people are finding safety with their money and securing gains on Ethereum. I think that's the smartest play for me personally. And I see whales and other wallets that are feeling the same way. Let me go over here, make some gains, and I'll put a little bit back in the Pulse chain. Because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if he's going to catch, a case in other categories as far as like CZ status. Not CZ status, but, what if, for whatever reason, there is evidence that is, fraudulent, that he's spending the sacrifice funds, and no matter what people say, because I haven't done the blockchain analytics to go, oh, yeah, he hasn't spent any of the funds, the sacrifice money on, the Enigma Diamond or any of that. I just assume, because most of the money's there, but I haven't accounted for every dime. If he would have took $12 million out of the sacrifice fund, I wouldn't have ever noticed it. I mean, who would have, unless you're really watching it? Because it's a drop in the bucket compared to all the money that's there. Is it wrong for him to do that when he's willingly sacrificed? Some would argue no, some would argue yes. But till we find out what's really going on, do they have a solid case against him? Is he completely innocent? Is it not a security? Was it not considered what they're trying to say it is, as far as an illegal securities crowd fund? Well, we don't know. No one's stepped into court yet. We don't even know how strong their case is. There's no certainty. There's uncertainty. So I just think as long as we play this game, I think it got extended to late January, where the SEC is like, we need more time. They're given more time by a judge, and they have until this date to try and serve them. I just don't see anything playing out other than the price pumping and dumping, just like it has been, going sideways, pumping, dumping. Really nothing spectacular. I mean, you got influencers every time the price goes up. Hex is pumping. I'm like, it's recovering a little bit after being completely demolished, but okay. Anything to excite the community, I understand. So that's what they seem to be doing. But until I know, I'm just going to continue to pay the gas fees on Ethereum, regardless of the better blockchain, the cheaper, more secure, more decentralized, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to stick with Vitalik. That's where I'm going to be. When I make some gains, I'll take a little bit of that money and go back to Pulsechain for the long term. Basically, put in money that I can wait out for a long time until Richard gets his shit together. Because he wants to act like, oh, Pulsechain is truly decentralized and I had nothing to do with the swap exchange. You can download this to your computer. You can operate truly decentralized the way, crypto is supposed to be. No middleman, this and that. Full 90% of Hex tokens are locked in the OA. The same thing with Pulse and PulseX. There's an OA address. That's centralized. You are the face. You are the man behind the blockchains. There's nothing decentralized about the way the OA addresses have been set up in Richard Heart ecosystems. It's a Richard Heart ecosystem. The way it's set up is centralized. And that's okay. Everything else could be decentralized to the max. There could be no front ends to operate on any way, shape, or form in all of Pulsechain. Download the bridge to the computer. Download the swap. Do all that. That's great. But you're not fooling anybody. You never were. You've only fooled people that are just willing to listen to anything you say and go with that. Somebody that's experienced knows, all right? You are the face. You are the guy. You are the CEO. You are the commander-in-chief of the entire operation. You raised $1 billion. Go do what you got to do. Let's get this show on the road. But who knows what he got up his sleeve, because he's a smart man. And he said it, 52 weeks to shake out the weak hands. So if that's what he truly believes, he probably feels like he has more time in his hands to juggle around with the SEC, shake out weak hands, allow people to accumulate new whales to be born, yada yada. You've heard it all. But we'll really see the reality of what's going on here. and the time's ticking. But until then, I mean, why would I keep all my net worth on Pulsechain where there's mad gains going on, where there's not any doubt? I'll take a little bit and go on the Pulsechain for the long run. And if it does a 10,000x, 1,000x, a 14,000x, great. But it's not going to be from your sack price, okay? Richard is going to measure any gains from the absolute bottom. So if it 100x's, he's going to be at the top of the mountain saying, it 100x, but it's not going to be 100x your sacrifice. It's going to be from 100x the bottom. So there's nothing wrong with just waiting it out and buying those bottoms with whatever you feel comfortable with and really experiencing the 100x, because anyone who's sacrificed is wrecked at this point. If you haven't broken even from trading, ratio trading, making more gains, dollar cost averaging, whatever you need to do to be in the plus, there's just no way around it. You have to juggle things around to not be 100% in the green, and not in the green, in the red right now at Pulsechain. You're wrecked if you didn't, get clever and creative with how you could, come out of that hole. So it just is what it is. I'll still buy. I don't mind paying gas fees at all. What I mind doing is paying peanuts for gas on a blockchain that has nothing going on but uncertainty, doubt, and a bunch of maxis trying to make you feel bad every time you sell. I mean, that's just a weird environment to be in. And one person told me, you're flooding your bags. No. I'm venting, and I have the right to vent because I spent a lot of money on the sacrifice. Fortunately, I was able to be creative enough to get out of that pure wreck situation. But, hey, man, you call a spade. That's who I am. This is just a lot of unnecessary things going on between Richard and the SEC. I don't feel like he's manning up to his responsibility, but it could be a very calculated move by him, and I wouldn't doubt that. If he really is a genius with a 145 IQ, then he's a mastermind, and this could be something that he drawn in, and that he feels like he has time between the time of launch and shaking out the weak hands of 52 weeks in length of time. So there's still time on the clock if that's how he's thinking. I can understand that. But the time's ticking, and if the bull market starts and it takes off without Pulsechain, because the SEC is bringing us down like they did XRP for years, then he really, really wrecked a lot of people, and I don't want that. I don't think he does too. So we'll see. I think right now the money will continue to migrate from Pulsechain to Ethereum because it's the safer bet, in my honest opinion. Not a financial advisor. You make up your own choice. But that's what I see. And yeah, I have a lot of big money in Pulse. And that's what I'm feeling. And I can see the wallets operating just like me and thinking like me. So like minds think alike. You gotta learn how to step your game up and see where the money's going. They always say that in any industry, follow the money. Well, there is a clear paper trail in blockchain that is public ledger. You can see it on the blockchain. There's no other thing in the world as far as any type of currency, movement of currency of any type of value that's more transparent than blockchain. You can see it all there. And you got to use that to your advantage to be able to see where the money's really going. And it's back to ETH. It's back to Ethereum. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.